was your story about the patient to bring more people?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. For me, it's all about communication. It's all about them. When I don't remember who was talking with me about this, but they're trying like, oh, you have to come because of me and me and me. No, it's all about them. Make about them. Hey, you, imagine they're trying to study. I have to study, I have to do this. But if you have your phone vibrating, you have the smell of the food that your mom's cooking or whatever, you're gonna deviate your attention. So you wanna keep that path. So you want to eliminate bad things that are preventing you to achieve your goals, right? There's a phrase that I love is, your environment will almost always beat willpower. So you have to build up your environment. So you have to make them understand that you're doing this for them. You want to create a bubble. You want them to be happier, healthier, and in consequence to that, they're gonna create a bubble, bring your people, bring your family, because they're gonna motivate you and you're gonna motivate them. You don't need to do this alone. It's only not you and the patient. They're gonna do this, so they're gonna create that bubble, right? And Nico, yeah, he was talking about, you can also go on the other side. For example, hey, you're here, you're happy, getting happier, getting richer, getting more successful, getting more healthier, whatever. Don't you wish the best to your mom, to your brother, to your sister? So why are they not here? Am I doing something wrong in here? You don't like me? This? What is going on? Just make them see that it's for their benefit to have good people around them, right?
I have a story.
Yes.
Patient that come here, just the wife comes here and the husband doesn't come. Many of them divorce. Ooh. If your husband doesn't come, you have a good chance to divorce.
That's very good.
Then they make sure that
both your husband comes.
She likes her husband first, though. If she doesn't like her husband, then she wants to.
Well, then it's going to be easier. Then she's going to find someone else and have him come.
You get someone in my practice that's not subluxated. We did them instead.
And there was a story that Panjar both told us, that she has a child. The child got very, very sick, and then the mom brought the child to the chiropractor. She started to adjust the child. The child got much, much better, and then the child stopped care because the mom was not getting adjusted. And what happened? The child died a while after. And then Pam felt that felt that pain because she said, I was adjusting the wrong person. The mom should be adjusted as well. So just try to make them come as a family, come as friends. Try to connect them with the people that they love the most, and they're gonna just build together.
Yeah, if you start with the mother, usually you have the husband and the kids.
Yes, the wife always.
But if you start with the husband, usually you never have the wife.
Yeah.
What did you?
Yeah, the biggest things for me, and I said it absolutely to everyone that came, and Brad Lowacki teaches this, and for me it's one of the biggest things. It's always yes and instead of no but, right? And it's something that you really have to train and connect with what the person is telling you, and actually validate that first before you say anything else. Please, like when we talk about the foam roller, I usually say like, I actually have one at home. I absolutely love it. I think it's great, right? It's just very different what we do here. It's just nothing to do with chiropractic. You know, it really helps. Yeah, if you have a sore muscle, sometimes it's great to have a foam roller in your house. It's just what we do is completely different. That foam roller is not a replacement for chiropractic. Just like, yes, I love it. I love osteopaths. I think they're great. I think what they do is absolutely amazing. It's wonderful work. It's just very different what we do here. It's nothing to do with chiropractic. But like, validate that. Like, don't tell them no. Don't tell them what they think. Maybe they have a brother that is an osteopath. They're never coming back to your office again, ever again. You know? Be always cool. We're never better than anybody. Like, we're always good. You know, all professions are good. Even though we might have our own thoughts, just validate absolutely everything that the person is telling you. Pain, you know, sometimes I say that even though I never took a pill in my life. It's like, yeah, sometimes when you're having a headache that is killing you, want to die from the headache, yeah, that's a place for medicine. And sometimes it's great, you know. What we're doing here is very different. We're trying not to get there. It's just very different, you know. We're trying to get your body functioning better, so we don't get to that instance. But I think it's great in those moments. Just like always agree with the patient at that time, and it's yes and instead of no, what you're doing is wrong. Because after you say that, they're not gonna listen to you anymore. And that's for me, it's a bigger thing. You know, always validate what they're saying. Yeah, that's the only thing. Just one more thing. Just one more thing. Like, you know, I disagree with Serac in the talk thing. We do it every 2 weeks.
In my vast years of clinical experience,
yes.
you're gonna come against me?
Yeah, I also have no clinical experience. Yeah, we have not a lot of years experience either. We're just being honest. In my opinion, time kills all deals. So if a patient wants to come tomorrow for a first visit and my talk is next week, yeah, just come for a first visit tomorrow. They're ready to come to your office. They're ready to pay. They're going to get checked and get adjusted. Come tomorrow. Then, yeah, we have this talk next week. You have to come. It's very important for you to understand what you're paying for, but come tomorrow. Please never tell a patient, in my opinion, no, wait till next week, and then the following week we'll do a first visit. Get them adjusted, get them in the office as soon as possible. You know, time kills the deals.
How about giving more often talks? How about giving talks more often in your practice?
Yeah, but if the talk is on Friday and the patient wants to come tomorrow or this morning or this afternoon, and I think they come. That's the point. But I think it's great to have them come and talk first, in my opinion.
But you can also see it in the other way around. I mean, like you can also say, use it as a good point and say, no, I prefer I want you to know before what is chiropractic before paying for something that you actually don't like. So you can see from.
Yeah, and I think, again, this is my other opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think doing talks first is great. My opinion is somebody's ready to come to the office, get them in the office if you can, as soon as possible.
Okay.
You know, that's my take on it.
I have a question for you about this. What do you think about the idea of having a short video of you explaining it that you can send them to their home and before they come? Do you think it kills the atmosphere of a warm talk, or do you think a video can do the job of
Yeah, no, I don't think can do the job of you explaining and you connecting and you having rapport with the patient, connecting, meeting them at their level, and then explaining chiropractic.
Actually, the talk is not about the information that is given in the talk. It's about gathering them and having them experience your energy as a person. And it's kind of like let's decide if you're going to trust me on that stuff. I've realized some of the talks I've given, information was great, but my energy was low. Conversion was not super good after that.
And also sometimes they need to take the stuff out first before they can even learn anything. You know, sometimes they need to talk for 20 minutes, and you got to listen. You know, yeah. If you cut them, they're not gonna hear anything you're saying. So sometimes it's good to talk at the beginning, but also if they have the first visit first, in my opinion, and they already tell you everything. They're a little more open, they got adjusted, and then they do the talk. In my opinion, this is my personal opinion, you know, it's not the truth, right? We might have different opinions. I think then they're a little more open to listening what we're saying in the talk.
Yeah, you have different type of talks. You have the talks that talks about chiropractic, the talks that you want to sell the clients, that the talks you want to train them on habits. So depending on the talks you're doing, also you might have to change it.
Yeah.
To do it before or after. Or
And just a little one more thing. Never label it always as a health talk. We always try to tweak it a little bit. So it's you know, about stress or about something else. Nobody wants to go to health talk. It's not attractive at all.
I disagree with everything you said.
Thank God we practiced together.
No, there were a lot of really, really awesome answers. Confidence is key. Like, spewing information if you need to is ideal. You do it, but do it from a place of confidence. If you're gonna talk and say whatever, do it from a place of confidence. A lot of you guys did that really, really well. And I think, oh, there were some really good nuggets. I learned a lot from you guys tonight, which is really cool. Of course, we have everything to learn. We're always learning. There are a lot of really, really good answers that just put the question back on the patient. The people that did really, really well had a question that they asked me or asked the patient first and really made them think. And I think that shows where your strength is, and that also shows that you're concerned about what the patient thinks and that you really want to know what they're thinking, and it really helps you dig deeper beyond the surface level, because we all know all objections are something that you didn't address at some point before, or it's just a surface level thing that, like you guys said, it's deeper. There's a reason why they have to think about it. So presenting them with an alternative question first really helps you cut below that surface level a lot quicker. But yeah, you guys did really, really awesome tonight. Good job.
Cool. Thanks.
That's what I wanted to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
5.
Basically, I think you guys did amazing. I was really impressed. I was like, wow, I don't know what to say. But basically, what she said, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. So some of you guys just spit out like everything you know about chiropractic and just stopped, and it's about them, as you said as well. So it's asking questions and getting yeses to build up the confidence in yourself, in themselves, and to get the outcome that you want. So I think you should definitely make questions instead of just doing your own thing and talking, and then they don't know what they're gonna get out of this, basically.
I'm learning
something to
more.
say?
Do you?
You?
Well, you do. It'd be a first time if you were lost for words. Recently, like, I'm trying to get more out of it, because I'm very like straight with people. The same way, like, I hate that excuse, like, I'll think about it, because to me it's like, don't just bullshit me when you say I'll think about it. You're bullshitting yourself. Don't be an I want it for you, whether you start care or not. Don't be an I will think about it person, you know. And that's why I'm quite hard on them. But then other times maybe I need to lay off, like the way you're saying about she's nodding. She's like you know, oh, I think osteopathy is great, or physiotherapy is great. Like, I still have that kind of, like, no, we need to get you in here and you need to lay down. I have this joke that I do in my first visits, like when we're doing like the dermatomes and the reflexes and the blood pressure cough and all the crap that you have to do. And what I'll do, I'll lay out. I'm sorry. I say this to him as well, like, I'm honest with him. And I'll have like all the tools laid out, and then I say to the patient, like, I put the stethoscope on, and I'm like, oh look, I'm a real doctor, you know. And it's a good way to build rapport. Like, the patients, they play along. They're like, oh, Dr. Bartley, you're the real doctor, you know. I'll gather up all the tools, and I'm like, you know where I like to keep all this stuff? I keep all this medical crap out of sight. I keep it in, and then I gather it all up, and I'm like, when I'm finished with it, you know, I'm like, throw it down the stairs, and the patients have a great time with it. But
make sure they're not an MD in themselves.
It happened.
I had a woman come in. She came to the talk. She loved it. She came to the first adjustment. I did my joke. She ha ha ha. And then I'm like, hey, you know, we need to book your report of findings. You cancelled last week. Like, what happened? And she's like, oh, you know, I want to think about it. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, what's the real reason? Like, is it time? Is it distance? Is it money? What is it? And she's like, well, I never told you this, but I am a qualified MD. She's like, I don't practice medicine anymore. She works as a computer programmer. So she's left the medical profession.
Very different.
But she's like, yeah, I found some of the statements that you said to be offensive, and I don't want to start anymore. So that was my lesson to not do the. But it was meant in jest. It was meant as a joke.
Chiropractic is for everyone.
Chiropractic is for everyone. I am not. But yeah, really good. I saw a lot of people getting out of their comfort zone, and a lot of you, I know that you're left brain, and maybe you're a little bit more introvert, and I know that this is hard for you, but I sympathize because at least you're trying.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that complain and they sit at the duck pond with all the other ducks in the library like, it's hard to get patients. Yeah, it's really hard to get patients, it sucks. And they just sit and complain to each other. But if you realise that this is a deficiency that you have so much respect for you because you're here and you're trying to fix it, you know. Other ones of you've already got kind of the like the $1 million mouthpiece, and now it's time to start working on other things like, do you need to do more with your tonality, or just simple stuff like asking questions, like the question about why do my friends and family need to come and get adjusted. You can sit and explain they've been to the talk, and you say, well, physical, chemical, emotional stress causes this, causes that. But if you just sit back for a second and say, look, between me and you, is there anyone that you think that would not benefit from having a fully functional nervous system? And then just sit and you'll see it, and they're like, oh no, that makes sense. No, it would make sense that everyone would have that. Okay, well that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it so that your family around you have better functioning nervous systems free from subluxation. You've been to the talk, you know that subluxation is bad. You know, get the family in, we'll get them checked. It doesn't mean they're going to have to be in 3 times a week every week. Just get them in and get them checked, you know. That kind of thing. But I think you all did really well, and I'm proud of you, and thank you for coming.
Yeah, so on the same notes as we have talked about already, I was really impressed about you guys. I wish we had this kind of events when I was here, and I wish people got as involved in the communication. I was actually surprised to see that most of the people that I've talked to were not even in practice yet. They were not like in the clinic and already like sharp communication skills, so that was really impressive. I had a lot of fun, and I knew I was going to learn a lot as I came here, so thank you guys.
Thank you.
I think the same things that have been told before: certainty in what you say, and stay in agreement. It's always the big thing, like not trying to yes but, same thing as you said before, and not trying to explain the other professions as much as you could explain chiropractic. So when we were like oppositing chiropractic to osteopathy, I myself, the first time I've been, the first maybe 20 times I've been asked that question, I was like explaining osteopathy as I learned it from chiropractic in society class, you know, what's meant to be, and the blood and the lymph system, and sometimes you have in front of you a person that knows more about osteopathy than yourself, so just keep it to what you know, and agree that you don't do the same thing as other professions, and explain the why we do what we do, not only the how, and I think that's the main thing. Yeah. So thank you very much.
You guys know Albert, you graduated with Albert? Albert had a thing where someone said, what's the difference between chiropractic and osteopathy? And he said, look, all I can do is I can tell you about vitalistic chiropractic and what I do, and the reason that I do that is because I wouldn't want an osteopath to sit in his office and try and explain what I do. So I'm not going to try and explain what he does. So, boca abajo.
So I want to ask a question. Can you raise your hand if you are in first year, please? Can you raise your hand if you are in second year? And in third year? And fourth year? And fifth year? So I think it's a bit the same topic than who shows up at the club also of technique. Like I see a lot of involvement from the first year, which is amazing. But you see that, do you think that those fourth and fifth year that don't come already have the perfect communication? No. No, right? Because I think we tend to get cocky and really comfy on our skills once we start in clinic, and we don't want to keep improving. So I really hope that all of you that came today, you're gonna keep coming, you're gonna keep organizing those events, because I mean, even, and you guys can talk about it, like even when you graduate, you are still nothing in chiropractic. Like the real journey starts when you graduate actually. So don't, like, never get cocky about what you already think that you know, because the school is like just the appetizer. So keep showing up, keep like coming to those events, keep training. And we were talking about this today, about like how communication goes into clinic, and as Zarek said, the people that need it the most are not the people that are in this room now. That's why we're also so impressed, because most of you, I mean all of you, that was very good. So you, of course you need it, but not as much as the people that didn't came. So I want to applaud everyone that came tonight. Just don't change anything, keep going, keep pushing. And about the technique of communicating, what I love the most is analogies. Like, you can use big words sometimes. Just talk to me about the car analogy, for example, which is one I love, or the chef analogy was great. All of these metaphors that make them people like really, that really click it. I think even like 2 minutes to define a topic sometimes is too much. Sometimes you need like 20 seconds.
Yeah, majority of the times. I think that most of the questions should be, I know 2 minutes is good, you know, to practice now, but all those answers gotta be under 30 seconds.
Keep it simple.
If you're talking 2 minutes, it's too much. It's like if you catch yourself giving an answer that long, yeah, I think you're talking too much.
I just want to add something. Mathieu is very nice. I'm not that nice. So he said, oh yeah, the fourth year, maybe they're not. Guys, it's insane. People are in fourth and fifth year and they are struggling. They don't know how to find a subluxation. They're not confident with technique. They have no patience. They're complaining about everything. Because if you're not confident, if you don't have your shit together, you're gonna put the problems outside of the work. Because you're the victim. This school sucks. It's too much paperwork. Oh, I don't do this, Like in our group chat of the class, there's some questions that happens that like, man, I was asking this question myself in first year, second year. So make sure you apply yourselves now. And again, as Mathieu said, beginner's mind. Always start with the beginner's mind. Always keep it humble, keep it coming. As this guy says, they are chiropractors and everything, but they learned a lot with you guys. So never, not never, but just keep your mind open for feedbacks or for constructive criticism, whatever it comes from.
So that would be a Braglovaki stuff. So you don't want to blame those who didn't come, but you want to praise like those who showed up.
Yeah, we want to pray for them.
You want to pray?
And they might have stuff going on, you know, and that's okay.
Yeah, the whole class.
Everybody has
the whole class.
So there's 2 types of chiropractors.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to always find something that is going to bring passion to what you say. Ask questions and be yourself. And sometimes you need to be, you may look vulnerable in some aspect, but it's okay. Passion is important, but be yourself, ask questions. You're all doing a great job because you're talking a lot from your passion. Be simple, try to find very easy message analogies to communicate. Try to find out the profession of the people before, because the communication you're going to use is different. And yeah, thank you.
And I totally want to say that again. Being vulnerable is fine and is actually attractive to see that the person in front of you is a human being and went through the same thought process and now has an answer for that same objection.
And you like, it happened to me. I learned all the scripts. When I went out to practice, I was like, that's not me, you know? Like, I'm not Anna Morris, I'm not Brad Glowacki, I'm not, you know, all these coaches that we have. I'm not them, you know what I mean? Like, just like, to take this stuff, like, don't try to replicate it, like, just be you. And that's the most important. One of the, what's the Gonsta guy back there? What's your name?
Gonsta.
When we were talking about the curve lens with him, and he's like, yeah, no curve lens. I was like, why? He explained it, I was like, great. Like, you own it. What am I gonna tell you?
He did the same thing to me for the mandatory health talk. I was like, why do I have to come to the talk? And he's like, well, you don't.
Oh, he's so and he was so sure. I mean,
he's so clear of it.
Yeah.
And I said to him, like, dude, you're not gonna do health talks. He's like, no. Each first visit, the patient comes in and talks to me. I talk to them. So his results curve is gonna be.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah.
And they'll get it.
Yeah. I don't have anything to tell you. You're so certain about it, you know. So whatever you're saying has to be congruent with what you think, what you feel. If there's no congruency there, you can have the best script ever. They'll feel that.
And that's when you see people in the clinic and people come in and they're not certain in themselves because they haven't made themselves vulnerable in situations like this, and they haven't drilled it enough, and it means that they're so in their head because you have all the procedures and stuff that they have to do that they don't have that personal skill, like, okay, like, sit down, we're going to do some first examinations with you, and then next time you come we're going to get you adjusted. Instead they're like, does it hurt here? Like, oh, I have to do my pit work, I have to go through all the processes, like, and it becomes robotic, and the person's like, it's not a human that I'm talking to. I wanna find someone else, and then they leave.
Nico?
I've seen family chiropractic twice on the market in Barcelona. With BCC students, I see it as a huge opportunity, not for me because my Spanish is shit, but maybe in a few years. Can you explain short how you do that? Like how it would be possible to actually take the chance and provide help for you and also get better yourself by talking, by going on the street at the market and showing family chiropractic?
Well, I think it's plenty of offices in Barcelona that do that. It's good. It's a screening. It's just you go on an event, you find a location, just buy a tent, a couple of roll-ups, a plastic spine, and you just sign people in. It's just brief check of the posture and just help them see how this posture affects or might be causing these symptoms, because they come from symptoms in the beginning, and then you just give them the opportunity to come and do the first visit at your center, and then once they're in your center, try to sell them the cup or not. So just to answer you, I think just offer yourself to any of the chiropractors around, and as I've been working with several students that I really like, and some others that I don't like so much. But next time I'll let you know if you want.
3 things on that. Audrey came last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she spoke about all of that. It was really, really cool, so thank you, Audrey. And that's the importance of coming to events, because we're always going to be speaking about the same things. Really cool. Another thing about what you guys were saying, there is an Australian guy, I think he left. He said about the confidence in surgery, he said, yeah, and when you come to me, I'm going to be the only healthcare provider you always need. You're not going to need MD, you're not going to need physiotherapy or anything, it's just going to be me. And I'm like, all right, that's a strong statement. The problem was, I told him like, hey, all good. I have no problem with you talking about that. I have no problem, as long as you believe it. Because he tried to sell that to me, but I felt that he was not believing it. So, as long as you believe, you can sell anything. It's all about you.
And you shouldn't make it about you, the chiropractor. You should make it about chiropractic.
Yeah.
Whether it's with you or next year, if you move somewhere else, then I'll help you find the right chiropractor for you. And it makes it about chiropractic.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing, another thing that about the feedback stuff is there's 2 phrases that I love that Brad Black says. Be the doctor, and the people are looking. They're not looking for friends. They're looking for a leader. So you have to be their leader. And on the question of the marriage, about the wife, and about the I will come someday. I'll think about it. You have to be the leader. You have to tell them, hey, you're coming. Give them that. And empower them enough. For example, we have the example of the wife. Empower them enough so they can raise themselves, they're confident enough, and then you come back home and say to the wife, hey, you are coming. You are going, because that guy is the shit. That guy is amazing. So make sure you empower them and guide them. Because if you're not guiding them, somebody else is. Maybe it's a medical doctor, maybe it's a physiotherapist, maybe it's the wife, maybe it's the friends. I'm not saying that it's bad or good. I'm just saying somebody's guiding them. I would highly advise you to be the person. So be their leaders. Guide them towards their best intention, their best goals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, we need a picture.
Well, if we were to organize this in second semester,
We come again.
I'm assuming there's interest.
More people. Sure.
So,
We're obliged to.
thank you guys.
And a similar event is going to come also at the beginning of the year that comes, so January, February. Most of you have maybe heard about Tolgutic, which is like explaining chiropractic in less than 5 minutes, actually 5 minutes maximum, having some criteria to respect. And it's a great way for you to find an original and an efficient way to explain it. And it's a great way to be able to practice your public speaking skills. So I hope that this year a lot of people are going to show up, because last year was not that full. So the more we are, the better level we can reach, and the better we will be in the international competition. So I hope to see all of you there.
Same kind of thing. It's putting yourself out of your comfort zone in a place where we want you to succeed. Like, we're going to support you. Even if you go up and you do a terrible talk, you're still better than the guy sitting on the sofa saying, oh, it's really hard to get patients. I'm not going to go to any of those events because I have the success mindset. You know?
Done is better than perfect.
Done's better than perfect. I did it in Spanish and forgot my lines about 30 seconds in and choked and had to start again. Yeah, it's probably one of the most embarrassing things. It's probably the most embarrassing thing I ever did.
No.
Yeah, I was sweating, I was anxious, didn't like it, but you show up and you try it, and that's what you guys have to do now. You've got the passion. Go now and tell the classmates, not like you don't have to berate them like I do, but say, like, if you go to this, you're going to improve, like, you're going to get better. And I've got high hopes for all of you. There's a lot of first year, second years here, and I think by the time you get to clinic, you guys are going to be killing it. So thank you all very much for coming. We'll take a quick picture, and is there anything else you want to say to wrap up?
All good.
All right, thank you guys.